Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another Warcraft Rumble video. Today guys, we're gonna go over the top mistakes, top 5, top 4, 4, 5, 6 mistakes I thought are the worst I've done on the account so far. So for the time I was playing, I want you guys to not do them if you're just starting out your journey. If not, I do have a link down in the description and comments of the video. It is the video is sponsored by Warcraft Rumble, so thank you so much for sponsoring the video and the channel. And I want to get started out with the very basics of the game. Many players out there that might just be starting want to unlock everything. Totally makes sense. There's 62 units at the moment available. Once you start unlocking more and more, you want to get them more powerful with the talents. Talents provide a unique skill / ability to your heroes that wasn't there before. You want to get them more powerful, and the huge mistake that can happen here is thinking you can get multiple talents at the same time. The game does not make it that clear that once you have multiple talents, you can only select one at a time. And it will show here on the top, as you see here for my rend. Some heroes have more powerful talents than others. It doesn't mean you should be unlocking every single one for them, because it costs a tremendous amount of gold. 250 gold per talent upgrade. Okay, so if you are free to play, gold becomes very difficult to acquire. You can finish some quests here and there as they pop up. Maybe there's a fair popping up, like, you know, additional quests that you can do to get more gold, but for the most part you'll be finding it very difficult to acquire every talent for every mini. Eventually you want to have a talent for every mini, so making that choice of unlocking that first talent is basically you learning more about the game and also researching through maybe the websites that are available for Warcraft Rumble from the fans out there, and seeing which talents are the most used, so you can focus on getting that. How you get the talents? Totally random. That's how the grid works. And that's where we segue into point number 2. The big mistake that I've done is this grid. I went crazy at the start, guys. I went crazy with this grid at the start of playing Warcraft Rumble. I was just clicking through buying, and not realizing what was happening. Right at the start, that doesn't hurt the account that much, especially because you are trying to also level up your collection. So as you level up your collection, you gain additional experience per any of the boosts that you get, the quests that you get more and more. So ideally you want to have the highest level of collection possible. It's not that easy to get that. After a point, getting experience for a unit to level it up and have that, you know, additional, you know, upgrade to the collection level becomes so difficult, where you're gonna stop leveling up so quickly. So you can have that in mind, but that will take you a long time to actually see that happening. Again, at the start, it's fine to unlock new units and maybe even get them leveled up a little bit. But later on, you want to be saving up your gold for the smart choices and also utilizing the grid correctly, because this, you know, when you, let's say I bought the GRTRumble promo, let's buy it. It just eliminates this column and this row right away, and you might lose out on a possible upgrade right there. What you want to be doing is maybe saving up about 1,000 gold at all times. Have about 1,000 gold, because sometimes you'll see some of the units being offered with a tremendous amount of stars available to them, providing a huge upgrade to your account immediately. So let's say Safe Pilot would have 3 stars, 4 stars actually, it's the one I think is usually offered, which is an uncommon card. You would have seen it, and basically getting you to that next power threshold for your unit. It's not that common though to see them. I've seen the maximum I've seen was rares, and here I've seen twice, and I think I purchased it both of the times. It was just getting your I think my spells at the time to the highest level possible that I could at the time, strictly with saving up the gold. Also, sometimes you'll see some experience nodes available. That is usually a good purchase to also get a unit plus the experience node. Those actually look something like this icon right here, which is basically used at the same time as straight up buying the mini that you'll see on the board. So the grid, although it doesn't recycle all the time, there's a limit to the recycle that you get every day. Also, the the recycle buttons that you might get from maybe a quest or maybe some kind of reward in the game, those are not that easily available. So don't use them, you know, at a specific time where you don't have the gold. You can keep them, they don't go away. As far as I know, they never went away, but have them available once you also have some gold available to make a necessary purchase, because you don't want to be recycling this board and then realizing, oh, that's an upgrade I want, but I don't have the gold. So making things the smart way is to do something like that. In terms of like a tip for people who spend, I don't really have a huge tip for you guys. Low spenders, this is like a nice pack, plus the one pack that is, I believe, featured for $20, 20 euros, and that is unlocking you know, being able to get more gold per whatever you get in the game, plus also more experience per whatever kind of fight you do within the game. So that is a good way to get your account through the, you know, the next part, which is becoming stronger and stronger, and that is, you know, the collection level, slash also getting all your units to a good level, plus with talents. So tip number 3, as a biggest mistake I've done, is I realized dungeons are very hard to do. I also realized the way that they rotate is so stupid that it's every week. So it can take you so long if you, let's say, forgot to play around with Tyrion for this week and try to get him to maybe 1 or 2 extra levels. You don't lose out that much of an upgrade. I mean, one level here, one level there, it's not that much. But for example, if I really wanted to use this hero here, Maeve, which I honestly didn't try much, I might be trying it for a future video. If you wanted really to utilize Maeve, then you would benefit the most by having an up-to-date deck that can push and be at about equal levels to what my Tyrion and my Jaina is. So I probably think I'm gonna do that next, actually, now that I say it, since I've got still like 5 days to go, and Maeve would be really nice to have at a good comparing level to everyone else. You don't lose out if you do the dungeons here. I mean, you do spend the time to beat them, but you don't lose out much. You get rewards, you get the arc energy, which is very nice for upgrading your minis. It stacks up, it doesn't get lost, so that's kind of a nice reward to have. And also have in mind that eventually you might find a deck combination that you might enjoy and realize, oh, my leader is not as leveled up as I wanted to through the dungeon. So that's a big tip that I would say to you to try and focus. Tip number 4, one of the biggest mistakes I've also done is not being in a guild. Why is it not showing up? Not being in a guild as soon as possible. As soon as you can actually get into a guild, you should, because every single month, I believe, is when you get these possible rewards available to you. So epic upgrade cores, legendary upgrade cores, and lots of experiences by just being in a clan that is active and all of the players in there are using different combinations of decks. If they're using different combinations of decks, then they're using, let's say, the Alliance, they're using the Beasts, they're using the Scenarios, and all of those, once they're used up enough by all the members, unlock these additional rewards. So being in an active clan allows you to get some easy rewards. If not, you're losing out on these ones, and sometimes through on the fairs that show up here, not this specific one which we have right now for the Scenario Festival, but other ones, you also get experience from other members of the clan doing and completing tasks for this one. So have that in mind and do them, and do go into a clan as soon as possible. Then the final tip that I will say is these quests right here, these blue things that pop up, the arc light that pops up here. You see, I can get a big red button here, which helps me reset my grid, but also lots and lots of gold. This is 60 gold for me because I do have purchased that one-time purchase that I mentioned before. I can't remember the name. It's the one that gives you more gold and more XP. Instead of 40 gold, you get 60. It's crazy good. You do these every 3 days. I believe these pop up and they go for 3 days. So it's a solid way of getting gold, free to play, with not having to worry about purchasing anything else. These ones require you to use a specific tailored deck made by the creators of Warcraft Rumble, which is random, and then These ones right here, use your own deck, but there's specific fun things that happen, such as this one with glass cannons. All ally minis, all minis deal 30% additional damage, but deploy with 30% less health. So these are nice to do. Some of your decks might not work, but you don't have to use a specific deck. You can use any of the leaders that you want for this one, and as long as you can try and wiggle your way through, you should be able to beat down on the enemies and get the gold and the big red button. Okay, I'm almost there. I should be able to unlock it. So these are some of the tips, guys, that I've seen players neglect. Okay, things that players would neglect. If they're trying to optimize the game, you should be able to optimize it further with the tips that I've given you today. The quests that you see here, these you should do. I would say if it's a 3x, if it's a 5x, it's gonna help you out. If it's a normal 1x, you're just doing it for the fun of the game. You're just enjoying the game, okay? But 3x and 5x, if you see it here, please do it. This will give you more experience than usual. Straight up obvious, and get you closer and closer to that next level upgrade, which will also help your collection level. In terms of PvP, if I've seen a mistake, it's basically splitting your focus, okay, between leaders. You can do that if you just want to play out with the leaders, but if you want to climb up the ladder and get these guaranteed rewards based on your rating, it's for your 3 highest leaders. It doesn't matter if you've done, you know, one fight with one leader here, one fight with one leader there. It only matters for your 3 highest ones. Of course, that is subject to your enjoyment of the game, so you can try out all of them and see, okay, which ones you enjoy the most, and then use those as the ones for the top 3 that you want to be getting the rating for the remaining of the season and getting more and more of these rewards. I'm actually gonna try and focus the 10,000 here. Maybe I get the 750 gold. That's gonna help out a little bit, hopefully. But these are my tips, guys. These are the mistakes I've done in my journey with Warcraft Rumble. I've been playing it for quite a bit. I'll not say that I have everything unlocked, because you've seen my videos, you've seen how many talents I have for all of the units. Some of them I do like more than others, but some not really. But there's definitely specific leaders that I've enjoyed, and I will admit it is my boy here. Kern was the first leader I took, you know, furthest, and he's still one of my favorites because he's such a tanky boy. Anyway, guys, that's not a tip. It's just the fun I have with the game so far. Thank you all for watching. Thank you also Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video and the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.